It just seems unfair what's happening to Bernie Sanders, to be honest with you. I watched it happen 4 years ago. And always be careful what you wish for. And I'm not wishing for anything. Whoever it is, I'll be very happy.
But it doesn't seem fair, right? Because don't look now, but the Democratic establishment may actually be getting ready to steal another nomination from Bernie Sanders. Enter Mike Bloomberg, stage left. The billionaire former mayor of New York looks like he's putting his $400 million plus ad buy to good use. Because what do you know? He's surging in this latest poll. Take a look. We've got it for you. Up, 19% he's at? My goodness, just behind Bernie, who's at 31, surpassing Joe Biden. And this poll could not have come at a better time for Bloomberg or the DNC, because they conveniently changed the debate rules just last month. In fact, they completely eliminated the donor requirement to participate in debates, which Bloomberg's campaign could never have met, because you see, he has only one donor, Mike Bloomberg. It is looking more and more, like deja vu, right? For Senator Sanders, as the establishment darling with boatloads of cash is now looking to swoop into the Democratic nomination and secure it last minute right out from under him. With a little help from the DNC, of course. Joining me right now, presidential historian and author of Inside the Trump White House, Doug Wead. Good to see you, Doug. I mean, I'm kind of laughing about it, but I shouldn't, because this is actually really serious stuff. And, you know, it really does feel like deja vu, and it's happening all over again. And this time it's not Hillary Clinton, but it's another insider with a heck of a lot of money, Mike Bloomberg, who smartly sat out some of those early contests so he didn't have to get down in the mud, right, with everyone else. And now he's suddenly emerging with 19% of the vote. Please explain.
It's amazing. There's a lot of irony to unpack here, Trish. I mean, think of this. For 3 years, the Democrats have been telling us that the 2016 election was rigged. The Russians did it. Or right. It was the fault of the U.S. Constitution and the Electoral College, which was dated and needed to be changed so New York and California could decide. Mm-hmm. Now they're rigging the DNC. The explanation is very simple. Bernie Sanders is, as James Carville calls him, a communist. He's a socialist. He went to the Soviet Union on his own honeymoon. They can't let him win the nomination. He could end up winning the presidency, and then we lose the whole thing. Remember Lincoln's words, the last great hope of Earth. It's not funny. We could lose the whole
just
thing.
So everyone knows where I'm coming from, and you know where I'm coming from, and I think you're kind of coming from the same place, Doug. I don't want a socialist, okay? You know, I actually work hard for my money. I would like to keep it, thank you very much. I think most Americans kind of feel that way. I think fundamentally, you know, that would be a real test to our country to get a socialist in there. And as much as these Hollywood types, you know, the Pink Floyd singer was out there advocating for Bernie Sanders just a couple days ago. You know, I don't see Pink Floyd just handing out free tickets. That's the one thing that people are kind of missing in all this. All that said, though, you know, what's fair is fair. And when the people speak, the people speak. And when the people vote, the people vote. And the idea that somehow just because you got a lot of money, I'm troubled by that. How do you suddenly get yourself on the debate stage? You change the rules? You force them to change the rules? The DNC is willing to comply?
I can still hear Elizabeth Warren only a few weeks ago from stage talking about billionaires. Even then, it bothered me because billionaires voted 20-1 for the Democrat Party in 2016. But no, we can't let the billionaires run things. Now the DNC is selling themselves out to a billionaire.
To a billionaire.
If
that
you're
they think
young,
maybe can win it. Although he's not going to be helped by apparently his VP pick, which, according to Drudge and their reports, is Hillary Clinton. I'm not sure where that whole ticket is going to get him, but Doug, you know, there's something that feels kind of slimy, right, about it all?
Very, very slimy. And if I'm a young African-American young man who was in prison for a nonviolent crime, and thanks to Donald Trump, I was freed. And thanks to Donald Trump, I got a job. I got a tough decision in 2020 if the Democrats put up Michael Bloomberg, who put me in prison in the first place. So they've got a billionaire who some of his comments are rather racist running on the top of the Democrat ticket, and it sounds like they want him and they're willing to put in the fix to get him. It is really a dilemma. A lot of irony to unpack there.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's not just, I think, African Americans he's going to have trouble with. I think he will have trouble with women. There's a history of lawsuits that will come back to haunt him. And then, of course, hey, what he just said about farmers, right? That, he can teach anyone to farm. You just, put the corn in the ground and you put some water, and what do you know, up comes the crop. Not that easy. Not that easy, for sure. But, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It sounds like he will be on that debate stage. I think it's going to be hard for him. Knowing him, he's not exactly what you call personality plus. So it will be an interesting debate. Doug Wead, always good to see you. You are personality plus. Trish. Thank you. Okay, coming up.